It's championship weekend for Big West sports, and the women's soccer team had a chance to win the top seed and host a conference tournament. The men's team had a different story. They needed to win to keep their season alive and qualify for the Big West tournament.
Plus, basketball tips off at Tyne Gym. All this and more on this week's episode of Tyne Sports.
The Fullerton soccer teams closed the regular season at home, but the stakes were completely different. Welcome to Tyne Sports. I'm Brianna Collins.
And I'm Kimberly Cruz. We'll get to the men's soccer team in just a bit, but first, the women had a chance to win their first Big West regular season title since 2015. But this time, if they were to win the top seed, they would also earn the right to host the conference tournament.
So let's get to Titan Stadium, Fullerton hosting CSUN. First half, Cindy Arteaga gets the chip to go over the head of Noah Shoemaker, and the Matadors lead 1-0. Second half, Fullerton storms back. Atlanta Primus feeds through the ball to Maddie Bennett, who rips a shot on the first touch. Fullerton ties the game at 1. 77th minute, Titans on the corner kick. Savannah Loniger floats in the box, and Haley Brown would finish. That would be all they need for Fullerton and goes on to win 2-1. The Big West tournament kicks off this Thursday, November 7th, as number 2 CSUN plays number 3 UC Santa Barbara. Meanwhile, number 1 seed Fullerton will face off against Hawaii to determine who will play in the Big West Conference Championship on November 10th.
Let's get to the men's season finale, where they honored their seniors before hosting UC Riverside. First half, Rolando Lomeli chases down the through ball and slip it past the keeper into the net. Highlanders lead 1-0. Second half, Fullerton tries to respond. Jessie Sotelo has a breakaway but gets found in the box by the keeper. Referee says penalty. Christian Pinzon would take it. Beat goes right, beats the keeper. Titans tie the game at 1. 83rd minute, Sotelo takes a shot, but the referee says it hits the defender in the hand, so it'll be another PK. This time, Oscar Flores would take it and buries it in the same spot as Pinzon. That would be your final. Fullerton punches their ticket to the Big West tournament after the 2-1 win. For more on this win, let's go to Elizabeth Williams, who was there for the coverage.
Wow, guys, what a game. Now the Titans are moving on to the Big West Conference Tournament. We got to talk with some of the teammates. Let's go take a look.
I mean, we were down, so I like to think our team's a second-half team. So we knew from the start it was going to be a physical game, it was going to be a hard game, so just had to strap our boots and just accept the challenge, you know?
Coach has been saying that this is one of the most skillful teams that we have, and we've been showing it in the beginning, and now that it's like the grit and the resilience time, I think we proved it in the second half. The halftime talk really rallied us up to come back and score those 2 goals.
First game on Wednesday, and we'll have more coverage on that. Until then, Titan Stadium, I'm Elizabeth Williams, Titan Sports.
Thank you, Elizabeth. So here's what the road to the Big West title looks like. Fullerton kicks off the tournament on the road against Cal Poly, while CSUN will visit UC Irvine. UC Davis will host the winner Fullerton Poly in their first semifinal. While UC Santa Barbara awaits the winner of CSUN Irvine, the title game will be on November 16th.
Women's cross country made history, brought home their first Big West championship. The Titans took first place with 44 points, as UC Davis came in second place with 50 points, and Cal Poly finished in third place with 51 points. Samantha Huerta led the way, finishing in second place for the second straight year. Trinity Ruelas finished in third place, and Sarah Hollis came in 10th place. All 3 women were named All Big West for finishing in the top 10.
On the men's side, the Titans secured second place, which had not been done since 1993.
The men's basketball team fell to Cal State Dominguez Hills 83-76 in an exhibition game at Titan Gym. Senior forward Devon Clare led the team with 17 points and 8 rebounds. Meanwhile, senior guard Austin Wisika did a little bit of everything, tallying 10 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists.
The women's team defeated Biola 84-51 in an exhibition game at Tyne Gym. Reina Perez led Fullerton with 16 points, 7 assists, and 3 steals. Every Titan scored in the game as Mylea Goldsmith, Amy Book, and Taylor Turner each scored 12 points. The Titans offense were lighting it up from the 3-point line, shooting at 71%.
Fullerton Volleyball defeated UC Irvine 3-1 Saturday night. Julia Crawford will once again lead the Titans as she record her 9th double-double of the season. With 13 digs, 12 kills, this will be the Titans' 3rd win in conference play this season, their most since 2013.
As games pick up this week, we send it over to Nylene Garcia for this week's edition of Tyne Timeline. Thank you, ladies. As mentioned earlier, the women's soccer team will begin the conference tournament against Hawaii, who they played to a 1-1 draw at Titan Stadium earlier this season. The men's team gets another crack at Cal Poly and will look to avenge their 3-1 loss to the Mustangs in San Luis Obispo last month. Men's basketball will be dribbling up to BYU tomorrow, November 5th, and then heading to Stanford this Saturday, November 9th. Women's basketball will be shooting hoops this Thursday, November 7th, at Southern Utah and at UNLV on Saturday. Women's volleyball will be the busiest on the court this week at UC Davis tomorrow, November 5th. Then the ladies will host CSUN on Friday, November 8th, and Long Beach State on Saturday, November 9th. The tennis team will compete in the CSUN Matador Invitational this weekend. That's it for this week's Titan Timeline. I'm Nylene Garcia. Back to you guys at the desk. Well, folks, that's all we have time for today. Thank you for tuning in for today's episode.
You can watch our past episodes and game highlight packages on our YouTube channel. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at CSUF Titan Sports, and like us on Facebook to stay connected with us.
On behalf of all of us here at Titan Sports, I'm Brianna Collins.
And I'm Kimberly Cruz. Remember to keep those toes up, Titans, and we'll see you next week.